say here on the show, don't we? There's always some windbag that wants to take the fun out of everything, you know? The bottom line is there are things out there that are meant to cheer us up, just for a moment at least, but oh no, there's always somebody ready to drag it down. This time around though, it's something that may surprise you because for a very brief period, her husband was the Prime Minister sharing role over here in the United Kingdom. And seemingly now she's got a voice and feels that we all want to know exactly what she thinks about the forthcoming coronation. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Hope you're keeping well. Yes, we're talking politics a little bit, but on the other side of the coin as well, I don't know if you know this, but all the brand new commemorative Chinaware has now been released into the royal shops and Buckingham Palace shop if you want to get something as a memento. Now, it looks terrific to me, you know, I mean, it's one of those things I wouldn't necessarily buy if I'm being honest, because it's a little bit pricey. And I don't know about you, but then you put these things away and you never really use them, do you? But the bottom line is they can become worth money in years to come. Apparently, if you have an original coronation mug or china cup or anything like that from the 1930s era, that can be worth up to £10,000. So it's worth investing in if you've got the spare money. But now, this particular lady, yes, the wife of the former half British Prime Minister, Nick Clegg, a man who led the Lib Dems into a coalition alongside David Cameron way back in number 10 Downing Street, has decided that she feels the colours are way too masculine and once again are not really reflective of our times. Let me explain. Clegg, 54, who uses her maiden name of Miriam Gonzalez Durantes, is furious that the Royal Collection Associates, well, basically are darker and stronger colours for men. She claims that, oh dear, the royal household thinks that this blue is particularly masculine. Who attended, let's not forget, for free, the wedding of Prince William and Catherine at Westminster Abbey in 2011. She adds, why does it have to be a strong blue? Interesting, isn't it? Because if you look at all the china with our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth, obviously it was of lighter shades, more pastels, etc. And according to the Royal Collection Trust, the people that put this together, Ian Grant, who is in fact the head of production development and buying at the Royal Collection Trust, told me, well, we wanted to develop a range that was a little bit more masculine, reflective of the fact that we now have a man on the throne, i.e. King Charles III. It's a problem, you see, that the world we live in, because whatever you do, somebody criticises it. Miriam, who's now been long consigned to the history books as the sideline Prime Minister's wife, who never really was that much in the public conscious over here, is really not made much of an impact. But the fact that she felt the need to go on social media and reveal this to the world says a lot exactly about what she thinks to our British values, traditions, and of course our hopes. It may only be Chinaware, but it's done incredibly well for a lot of people whose industry really relies on things like this. And once again, it just shows the ignorance of these people that are allegedly in power or have been, ruining it for so many others. Advice, of course, would be if you could afford a piece and you really fancy it, why not buy? Because it could be something you could hand down as a family heirloom or something in the future. Don't take any notice of people like Lady Clegg, who seemingly have nothing better to do now they're out of any public domain. And the bottom line is, she could afford absolutely thousands of pieces of this because she's a multi-millionairess, as ever putting the sting in the fun for so many of us who will never enjoy such a lavish lifestyle as they've been accustomed to. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.